Introduction to the 100,000 skill points at the beginning. www.zhaozuiyuan.com Yang Ming, who traveled through time, brought his own 100,000 skill points and took off directly from the spot. Practicing martial arts is impossible, and it is impossible to practice martial arts in this lifetime. Just add skill points directly. Any martial arts skill, from beginner to perfect, can be completed in 10 seconds. Fill up the void fist directly and shake the mountains with one punch. The Buddha's divine palm is directly filled up, and one palm is broken. https://www.zhaozuiyuan.com. Chapter 1. Starting with 100,000 skill points. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Attribute skill system, unactivated, power 10, agility 10, wisdom 10, physical fitness 10, skill points. 100,000 Yang Ming has repeatedly recalled the attribute skill panel in his mind these days, carefully studied it for a long time, tried many methods, but couldn't find how to activate it. Let's start from a week ago. Yang Ming, who came from the Blue Star, traveled to this strange continent and became possessed by a young man from a strange beast slaughterhouse. The original owner was a strange beast slaughterer from Nyobi town, and his father was a previous generation of strange beast slaughterers. Yang Ming started working with his father since he was young, and together with him, he slaughtered exotic animals, developing the ability to slaughter them. 5 years ago, when my father slaughtered a severely injured unicorn, he didn't expect the unicorn to suddenly awaken and directly pinned my father to death. So, the slaughter of exotic animals in Nyobi town naturally passed on to Yang Ming, which can be considered as a continuation of his father's business. According to Yang Ming's fusion of information from the previous owner, the original owner followed his father to slaughter exotic beasts since childhood. Every time he slaughtered exotic beasts, strange information inexplicably came to his mind. Slaughter the flame wolf, gain 1 point of strength, 1 point of agility, 1 point of wisdom, and 16 points of skill. Slaughter hell's two-headed dog, gains 2 points of strength, 1 point of agility, 1 point of wisdom, 1 point of stamina, and 35 points of skill. Slaughter the two-winged rabbit, gain 2 points of agility, 1 point of wisdom, and 16 points of skill. Yang Ming once asked his father if there was a similar situation. After carefully inquiring about his son's situation, the father was also surprised. My father spent his whole life slaughtering exotic beasts and never experienced a similar situation. The father warned his son not to tell anyone, to keep this secret strictly, and to wait for opportunities to arise. Later, Yang Ming was even more surprised to find that after all 4 attributes of strength, agility, intelligence, and physical fitness reached 10 points, he no longer received information about these 4 attributes. But skill points continue to increase. Occasionally slaughtering a high-level monster can receive hundreds of skill points. Until 10 days ago, when the skill points reached 100,000, no information was received when slaughtering exotic beasts. Then, the fate of his father fell on Yang Ming again. While slaughtering a severely injured hellhound, the fainting hellhound suddenly erupted and bit Yang Ming's throat. Everyone thought Yang Ming was dead. Mother has prepared the aftermath. On the night before his burial, Yang Ming, who had crossed from the Blue Star, took over this body. After taking a few pills, Yang Ming miraculously recovered after waking up. Thinking of her husband slaughtering a strange beast and dying, her son almost died because of slaughtering a strange beast. My mother strongly disagrees with Yang Ming continuing to engage in the work of slaughtering exotic animals. From the memory of the former owner, it can be inferred that although the former owner had this attribute panel, it did not change any of his abilities. He has slaughtered exotic beasts for over a decade and accumulated 100,000 skill points, which is just a piece of data. Taking advantage of his recovery, Yang Ming strolled around Nyobi town and, based on the information left by his former employer, gained a general understanding of his own world and Nyobi town. The town has a population of 50,000 and is surrounded by vast forests and mountains on 3 sides. Nyobi Town, also known as the Beast Town, attracts hunters from all over the year to hunt. The blood and flesh of the hunted exotic beasts are a precious nourishing food. Hunters bring back the bodies of the exotic beasts and sell them to merchants who specialize in purchasing them. The merchant then handed over the corpse of the exotic beast to Yang Ming for slaughter and decomposition. Some precious components that can be used as medicine will be sold to pharmacies, and the meat of exotic animals will be made into cured meat and sold elsewhere. For hundreds of years, the exotic preserved meat in Nyobi Town has gained a reputation and is deeply loved by customers from other places. In Nyobi Town, a mature industrial chain has been formed, from hunting exotic animals to acquiring them, using them for medicine, making cured meat and selling them to the outside world. After staying at home for decades, Yang Ming also felt bored. He also wants to go to the forest outside to hunt exotic animals and see the novelty of this world. But he doesn't understand martial arts techniques. Going to the exotic beast forest is equivalent to dying. "Mother, I want to go to the county town to see." At night, Yang Ming said to his mother. "My mother is in her 40s and in good health. There are 2 uncles in the small town who can take care of her. The Yang family has been engaged in slaughtering exotic animals for many years, and their family is relatively wealthy. Even if their mother doesn't work, her life is not a problem." Since he has traveled through time, Yang Ming doesn't want to stay in this small town for the rest of his life. The world is so big, he wants to go and see it. "Minger, do you want to go to the county town for fun or work outside?" "I want to go play first and see what opportunities there are. If there are suitable job opportunities, I will also try to do it. I'm still so young, I can't spend my whole life in the small town eating and waiting to die, can I? I'm afraid I won't even be able to find my wife by then." Upon hearing the last sentence, the mother smiled. "When are you planning to leave?" "I'm leaving tomorrow. The owner of the neighboring Yaoji preserved meat shop is going to transport a truck of preserved meat to the county town tomorrow. I plan to go with him. I've already agreed with Mr. Yao during the day." "Okay, since you've decided, I won't block your path either. You're already an adult, be careful when you're out, and come back to see you when you have time." Linyuan County is approximately 50 kilometers away from Nyobi Town. Yang Ming woke up early in the morning to bid farewell to his mother. Boss Yao hired 2 carriages filled with cured meat and covered them with rain cloth made of brown leaves. 4 guys were driving 2 carriages filled with preserved meat ahead. Yang Ming and Boss Yao followed behind in a soft sleeper carriage. Yang Ming has been very familiar with Boss Yao since he was young. The 2 of them sat in the carriage chatting and passing the time. After walking out of the small town for about 2 hours, suddenly, a roar came from the roadside forest. Boss Yao and Yang Ming were both surprised. Immediately ahead came a scream of surprise. Yang Ming and Boss Yao immediately jumped off the carriage. A fox demon stood in the middle of the road, blocking the way. Zhaoshuyuan.com. The 4 drivers each held a long sword and confronted the fox demon. "Boss Yao, what's the situation?" Boss Yao's face turned pale, his body trembled, and he couldn't speak. The fox demon in front angrily shouted. "You damn humans, kill my husband, not even my child. I'm going to kill you today." The fox demon spoke and jumped up, slapping a stableman with a knife. These grooms transport goods between 2 places year-round, all practicing their skills and possessing some self-defense skills. 4 grooms roared and swung their steel knives towards the fox demon. Bang! A groom stepped back a few meters, his head shattered by the fox demon's palm, and he fell to the ground, bleeding profusely. Bang, bang, bang. 3 consecutive muffled sounds, and the other 3 grooms also fell to the ground. This is a mountain road, without a village in front or a shop behind, it is impossible to escape. Yang Ming has been slaughtering exotic beasts for many years, and he has a courage that ordinary people do not possess. He quickly took out the bone-cutting knife from his backpack, strengthened his courage, and took a few steps forward. Bold fox demon, why are you blocking my way? According to common sense, if an exotic beast wants to seek revenge, it should also go to those hunters, rather than finding the owner of a cured meat workshop. Hee, why? Take a look for yourself. The fox demon walked to a carriage covered in brown leaf rain cloth and reached out to pull off the rain cloth that was covering it. Yang Ming glanced at it and was immediately surprised. On the carriage, there was no exotic preserved meat at all, but a cage containing 3 pure white little foxes. Boss Yao, you have killed me now. It is not allowed to smuggle strange beast cubs. This is a rule in the industry. You are an old martial artist, don't you understand? Chapter 2. Attribute Skill System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. During the process of evolution, exotic beasts will develop intelligence, just like humans. The fox in front of me has already opened up its mind, not only able to transform itself, but also speak human language. Yang Ming, the exotic beast of Kaiji, has also been slaughtered before, and can obtain dozens of skill points at once. Wise beasts can recognize people, track them, and take revenge. There is an unwritten rule in Nyobi town that it is not allowed to transport the offspring of foreign beasts, otherwise it is easy to be targeted and avenged by the parents or peers of foreign beast offspring. Alien cubs are pets that many wealthy people like to domesticate, with small quantities and high prices. Like 3 pure white fox cubs in an iron cage, they are very rare and will definitely sell for a big price. This is also the reason why the owner of the cured meat shop risked his life to smuggle. Faced with Yang Ming's questioning, Boss Yao turned pale and said, Yang Ming, I was deceived by those hunters. They said that the parents of the fox demon cub were killed before I dared to smuggle them. Hurry up and find a way to deal with this fox demon. I'll share half of the money these 3 fox demon cubs sell with you. At the brink of death, Boss Yao still thinks about money. Those who die for wealth die for food. Yang Ming suddenly took a few steps back to the side and said to the fox demon. I just took his carriage by the way to the county. Hunting your husband and smuggling cubs has nothing to do with me, Boss Yao. Bring your life. The fox demon shouted and leaped towards Boss Yao. Boss Yao doesn't know martial arts, so he was so scared that he turned around and ran away. He naturally cannot run away from the fox demon. The fox demon pounced and slapped Boss Yao on the back. Bang! Boss Yao's chest sank and he fell to the ground. Speaking late, then fast. Just as the fox demon pounced on Boss Yao, Yang Ming held a bone-piercing knife and stabbed the fox demon's back. Bang! Yang Ming felt a jolt in his body and flew back several meters, falling to the ground. The fox demon stepped on Boss Yao's chest with one foot and turned to look at Yang Ming on the ground, sneering. Humph, if you want to sneak attack me, can you be so careful that you can hide it from me? I know you are the butcher in town. After I eat the brain and heart of this unscrupulous boss first, I will eat you to avenge those who died under your butcher's knife. After the fox demon finished speaking, he hit Mr. Yao's head with both hands. With a loud bang, it shattered. Yang Ming fell to the ground, feeling extremely uncomfortable. I didn't expect to cross over and die like this in just over a dozen days. I knew I wouldn't have taken Mr. Yao's ride. The world is so big, you can't just go and see it casually. Ding, the attribute skill system is waiting to be activated. Activate the attribute skill system within your body, and you will have extraordinary abilities. May I ask if activation is required? Several pieces of information appear in the mind. Yang Ming was first surprised, then delighted. Unexpectedly, the resources accumulated by the former owner who slaughtered exotic beasts for more than 10 years can finally be utilized now. Seeing the fox demon devouring Boss Yao's body with relish, Yang Ming quickly recalled the system panel in his mind. Attribute skill system, not activated, host, Yang Ming 10 points for strength, 10 points for agility, 10 points for wisdom, and 10 points for physical fitness. Skill points. 100000 activate now. Immediately, now, activate. Ding, you have activated the attribute skill system, and the attribute points are assigned as follows. Strength. 10 agility. 10 wisdom. 10 physical fitness. 10 martial arts skill. Strong grasp hand, proficient, skill points. 100,000 skill points can be infused into martial arts skills to comprehend and improve skills. At the moment when the attribute skill system was activated, Yang Ming felt no longer pain in his chest and his physical strength increased. The whole person has a feeling of rebirth, full of blood and resurrection. Perhaps this is the function of system activation. With a thump, Yang Ming stood up from the ground. The fox demon finished the brain marrow of Boss Yao and was also pulling on Boss Yao's heart. For demon beasts, human flesh and blood are also rare supplements. The powerful grappling hand is an ancestral tradition of the Yang family, taught to Yang Ming by his father. As a butcher of exotic beasts, although it does not require advanced martial arts, it also requires a lot of strength, especially in the wrist. Yang Ming followed his father to cultivate the powerful grip from a young age, with astonishing wrist strength, which made it convenient for him to slaughter exotic beasts in his daily life. Hunters often do not completely kill exotic beasts in order to keep them fresh, but instead deal serious injuries and transport them to the slaughterhouse. When slaughtered fresh, it can maintain the best efficacy of special parts of exotic animals and sell at a high price. In addition, the Cured Meat Workshop only accepts live or recently deceased exotic beasts. The bodies of those strange beasts that have died for a few days and even smelled bad, their meat has become stale, and the Cured Meat Workshop does not want them. In this way, even if the slaughtered beasts are on the brink of death, it is inevitable that they will struggle and require a certain amount of strength to control. So, Yang Ming and his father, as well as his grandfather, have always practiced the powerful grappling hand. According to the system prompt, the only thing Yang Ming can do now is to immediately use his skill points to infuse the powerful grappling hand and enhance his combat power to deal with the fox demon. I hope it can be useful. Pour 100 skill points into the powerful grappling hand. You have infused 10 skill points on the powerful grappling hand. You have a deep understanding of the powerful grip and have reached a level of specialization. You continue to infuse 20 skill points. You have reached the pinnacle of your understanding of the powerful grip, reaching the level of a master. You continue to infuse 30 skill points. The powerful grappling hand has evolved into a split tendon and wrong bone hand. So far, no new information has appeared in my mind. Yang Ming checked the information panel in his mind again. Attribute skill system, host. Yang Ming strength. 10 agility. 10 wisdom. 10 physical fitness. 10 skill point. 99,940 skill. Splitting muscles and wrong bones hand spending 60 skill points, I directly evolved the powerful grappling hand into a split tendon and wrong bone hand. Yang Ming was pleasantly surprised. I moved my wrist and felt a strong force inside my body. He has the confidence to directly crush the rock as big as his fist. In addition, subconsciously, there is a set of hand movements for close combat that involve dividing tendons and crossing bones. The fox demon finished eating Mr. Yao's heart, turned around, wiped the blood from his mouth, and grinned grimly. Can't you wait anymore? You are the butcher of exotic beasts in the town. You have killed so many exotic beasts, and today I will also let you taste the feeling of being slaughtered. The fox demon spoke and walked over, picking up a long sword from the ground. Where should we go first? As a butcher, do you always use your hand's bone-cutting knife to pierce the throat of a foreign beast, wait for the blood to be released, and then open your mouth and pierce your stomach when you go to Shuyuan? www.zhaoshuyuan.com? Hehe, I can't let you die so fast. I need to first cut off your limbs and then open your stomach, eat your heart first, then use the bone-picking knife in your hand to pierce your throat. The fox demon approached Yang Ming while speaking. Yang Ming held the bone-cutting knife in his right hand and moved his wrist in his left hand. Look at the knife. The fox demon let out a scolding, and the long sword in its hand roared towards Yang Ming's right hand, which was holding the sword. In an instant, Yang Ming moved forward instead of retreating. The left-hand lightning grabbed the fox demon's right hand holding the knife and flipped it backwards. Click. With a crisp sound, the fox demon's arm was broken by Yang Ming. Ah! The fox demon let out a scream, and the pain of its arm being forcefully broken penetrated deep into the bone marrow. It feels pain coming from its abdomen. The fox demon lowered its head and glanced, with blood flowing from its right abdomen. At this moment, Yang Ming stood behind the fox demon, turned around, and looked at its back. He just broke the fox demon's right hand with his left hand, and at the same time, the bone-cutting blade in his hand ran through the fox demon's abdomen. At this moment, blood dripped from the bone-cutting blade. Damn humanity! The fox demon cursed and clenched its left fist, wanting to turn around and counterattack. Yang Ming rushed over with a brisk step, his bone-picking sharp knife cutting through the waist of the fox demon's back. Ah! The fox demon let out a scream and fell to the ground. You kill the fox demon and gain 1 point of strength, 1 point of agility, 2 points of wisdom, and 1 point of stamina. You have gained skill point 32. Chapter 3. Splitting Muscles and Disrupting Bone's Hand. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Attribute Skill System, Host. Yang Ming Power. 11 Agility. 11 Wisdom. 12 Physical Fitness. 11 Skill Point. 99,972 Skill. Splitting Muscles and Wrong Bone's Hand. The latest attribute panel surprised Yang Ming again. According to the previous owner's memory, since each of the 4 attributes reached 10 points, they have not increased again. After reaching 100,000 points, skill points will no longer increase. Unexpectedly, after activating this attribute skill system, attributes and skill points can be increased again. Boss Yao and 4 grooms have died, and the fox demon has also died. Faced with a cart of exotic beast cured meat and 3 fox demon cubs, Yang Ming felt a bit worried. Returning to Nyobi town takes 2 hours, and continuing forward takes more than 4 hours. If I just leave like this, how will the bodies of Boss Yao and the 4 grooms be disposed of? After thinking for a moment, sighing, I decided to go back to town first. Mr. Yao grew up watching himself grow up from a young age. The 2 of them are very familiar and used to help with the business of the slaughterhouse. 3 fox demon cubs looked pitifully at Yang Ming. These 3 fox demon cubs have not yet developed their intelligence, are unable to transform, and have no attack power. Yang Mingxin softened, opened the iron cage, and put the 3 cubs into the roadside forest, letting them live and die on their own. The coachman responsible for driving the carriage for Boss Yao has long been lost. Yang Ming connected 3 carriages with ropes in front and behind, and drove the carriage loaded with cured meat ahead, swaying back to the small town. Returning to the town, Yang Ming went to the mayor's office to explain the situation. After all, it involves 5 lives and I am also a party to the murder case. It is better to explain clearly to save trouble in the future. Nyobi town is under the jurisdiction of Linyuan County, and according to official positions, the town mayor is not part of the formal bureaucratic system. However, Nyobi town has a special situation, with forests on all 3 sides and numerous demon beasts. It is also a place where medicinal herbs and demon beast cured meat are produced. Linyuan County has specially appointed a deputy lieutenant from the Demon Control Bureau as the mayor, while also responsible for suppressing the surrounding monsters. Lieutenant Zhou Kan, in his 30s, has a Chinese-style face, thick eyebrows and big eyes, a burly figure, and a body full of tendons and flesh. Zhou Kan has been serving as the mayor of Nyobi town for over 3 years, and he knows Yang Ming. After listening to Yang Ming's narration, Zhou Kan paused for a moment and said, "Yang Ming, you said you killed the fox demon. Yes. I don't believe you, can you kill the fox demon? Zhou Can expressed doubt. How can Mr. Zhou believe it? Zhou Can smiled, stood up, took 2 steps closer, and suddenly punched Yang Ming. According to Zhou Can's understanding, Yang Ming was born as a butcher. Although he had some strength, he did not understand martial arts. How could he possibly kill a wise fox demon? And Yang Ming also said that the fox demon killed 4 grooms who had some knowledge of martial arts on the spot, indicating that the fox demon's abilities were not small. With a punch from Zhou Can, if Yang Ming can dodge, there is 3 points of credibility. However, in the next second, Yang Ming's reaction exceeded Zhou Can's expectations. Seeing Zhou Can's fist hitting him, Yang Ming did not retreat or avoid it. Instead, he bullied himself forward and grabbed Zhou Can's wrist with his left hand. Going back, his 5 fingers clasped the 2 meridians on his arm with his right hand. Splitting tendons and wrong bones hands. Ah! Zhou Can felt a burst of pain. Yang Ming suddenly realized that he had unknowingly used the splitting muscle and wrong bone hand to deal with Zhou Can's attack. Yang Ming comprehended the grappling hand to a master level, and upgraded it to a split tendon and staggered bone hand. In his subconscious, this set of martial arts skills has already integrated with himself. Once subjected to external attacks, it will naturally counterattack. Yang Ming quickly let go, took 2 steps back, and apologetically said. Mr. Zhou, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Zhou Can felt extremely depressed inside. He has been practicing martial arts for more than a decade and is also a lieutenant. Surprisingly, he was defeated by this butcher who usually slaughters exotic beasts with just 1 move. I have to say this, do you still want his face? No, he didn't do his best just now, he was careless. As a martial arts practitioner, Zhou Can was both dissatisfied and curious when faced with strange talents like Yang Ming. Is this kid just pretending to be a pig and eating a tiger on weekdays? Zhou Can put his hands in a fighting posture in front of him, took a horse stance with his lower body slightly bent. Yang Ming, come and let me experience your martial arts. Mr. Zhou, are you really here? Yang Ming is also curious about his attribute skill system and wants to find someone to verify his level. The entire town is probably the best martial arts in Zhou Can. Nonsense, since you have also practiced martial arts, we are all considered martial artists. Isn't it normal for martial artists to compete with each other? Okay, then I'll accompany Mr. Zhou to practice some moves. Mr. Zhou needs to show mercy. Yang Ming presented an eagle claw posture with both hands, and his feet naturally spread apart, standing in front and back. There are 2 guards in the hall. Seeing this posture, they quickly pulled the tables and chairs around them to the side, preparing to be a group of onlookers. In the eyes of the guards, it is not surprising that Lord Zhou often practices with his subordinates, which is a common occurrence. Be careful, Kaishan fist. Zhou Can let out a roar and punched Yang Ming with both fists, 1 in front and 1 behind. The strong wind howled. Kaishan fist is a basic boxing technique that the guards of the Demon Control Department practice on a daily basis. It is powerful and has a wide range of movements. Although it is just a standard set of fist techniques, the power of Zhou Can's punches cannot be underestimated. Yang Mingren did not move, but moved first. Extend your left hand and grab Zhou Can's wrist. The right eagle claw grabbed towards the right rib of Zhou Can like lightning. Zhou Can noticed that after Yang Ming grabbed his wrist, a force directly penetrated his body, gripping the meridians of his wrist, making him feel unable to exert force. Yang Ming's right eagle claw directly grabbed Zhou Can's 2 ribs, and with one force, Zhou Can's whole body softened. Yang Ming leaned forward, his arms bent, and his elbow hit Zhou Can's chest. Bang! Zhou Can's chest trembled, his body retreated 5 or 6 steps back, and he collided with a table, barely standing firm. Zhou Can's face is red and angry. Yang Ming made a move, flowing smoothly and successfully. At the moment of the confrontation, the winner was determined. The speed was not only shocking to Zhou Can's heart, but even Yang Ming himself did not expect it. Yang Ming now feels like a combat machine. As long as the external environment triggers his combat awareness, he will involuntarily choose the most appropriate coping skills. Zhou Can stood still on the spot. The first time he was not well prepared, he was careless, and it was understandable. But what about the second time? He was completely focused on attacking Yang Ming, and even thought of the follow-up moves. But Yang Ming subdued him with just one move, which made him too depressed. Mr. Zhou has accepted. Yang Ming clasped his fists and smiled. In fact, he was already overjoyed in his heart. I didn't expect to travel here, and it was really a big trick, refreshing. The venue inside the house is too small to showcase. Let's go outside to practice martial arts and have a sparring. Zhou Can felt suffocated and strode towards the outside. Walking outside the gate, Zhou Can suddenly turned around and asked. Yang Ming, what weapons do you know how to use? Let's first practice martial arts and then compare weapons. How about that? Chapter 4. Air-breaking gun. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In front of the mayor's mansion is an empty grassland, covered with a layer of fine sand, which is the daily martial arts arena for Zhou Can and his guards. Yang Ming, let's have another competition. Zhou Can took off his long shirt and wore only a vest, revealing all his flesh and tendons. The reason why Zhou Can requested to run out and compete is not only due to unwillingness and curiosity, but also another layer of thinking. I had 2 matches inside the house before, and they were very close together. Zhou Can, who has been practicing martial arts for years, discovered that Yang Ming is skilled in close combat and capture, which is precisely Zhou Can's weakness. The guards of the Demon Control Department are facing exotic beasts, and they focus on long-range attacks and close kills, rather than capturing and fighting. Kaishan Fist has a wide opening and closing style, with more strength than strength, but lacks flexibility. Zhou Can stood 2 meters away from Yang Ming. This time, he planned to distance himself and not give Yang Ming a chance to get close. The news of Zhou Can and Yang Ming's competition and sparring instantly spread in the mayor's mansion and the guards of the Demon Control Department. Dozens of guards who stayed at the mansion ran out to watch, even the cook ran over. What is the situation? How did Lord Zhou get into a fight with this butcher? Yang Ming used to be a monster butcher in the town, and many people knew him. I heard that Yang Ming killed Boss Yao and 4 grooms. Don't talk nonsense, Boss Yao and the 4 grooms were killed by the fox demon. Then Yang Ming said he had killed the fox demon, and Lord Zhou didn't believe it, so he wanted to try Yang Ming's martial arts. Oh, you didn't see it just now. The 2 of them were fighting inside the house, and Yang Ming caught Mr. Zhou with just one move. My grass, isn't it true? Isn't this kid a butcher? Butchers are all so evil now. Zhou Can clenched his fists and made an attacking posture, saying. Yang Ming, if you can catch my 10 moves this time, I believe you killed the fox demon. Even if I can't take your 10 moves, I killed the fox demon. Yang Ming retorted. To kill a fox demon, you still need to defeat Zhou Can to prove your innocence. Zhou Can is a warrior who is not good at bickering. His figure flashed and he rushed over. This time, he used a long arm punch. Fist shadows accompanied by strong winds howled towards us. Yang Ming's body flickered and he reached out to grab Zhou Can's arm. Zhou Can learned well this time, and his fist strength was not used. He immediately retreated and then launched another attack with his fist. Yang Ming caught an opportunity and was unable to use his last move. The 2 of them crossed 3 moves in a row, and Zhou Can's fist changed in an instant before it even arrived. Although he couldn't hit Yang Ming, he wouldn't be caught by Yang Ming either. After the 3 moves, Yang Ming also understood that his splitting muscle and wrong bone hand belonged to close combat skills, and now Zhou Can is always on guard against close combat. Faced with Zhou Can constantly wandering around and attacking him, Yang Ming hinted that he should calm down and wait for an opportunity to launch an attack. In the blink of an eye, Zhou Can attacked 5 moves. Every move is half done. Zhou Can found that no matter which direction he attacked from, Yang Ming's claws were waiting for him. The 2 previous failures inside the house left Zhou Can with lingering palpitations. Tens of people gathered around the scene, and it would be a bit embarrassing if they were captured again by Yang Ming. But it's not possible to continue fighting like this. The onlookers also began to mutter. What's wrong with Mr. Zhou today? Be careful. Is this still the brave and aggressive Mr. Zhou I know? It's already 6 moves, this butcher is not easy. Zhou Can continues to search for opportunities. However, Yang Ming suddenly rose up and his figure flashed, rushing towards Zhou Can's side. Grasping Zhou Can's right hand, in the opposite direction, he directly turned his right hand behind his back, and the other hand instantly grabbed Zhou Can's back neck. Splitting tendons and bones is not a simple way to capture. When grabbing the wrist, he grabbed the meridians at the wrist, making Zhou Can instantly powerless. The hand that grabbed the back of the neck became even more powerful, directly gripping Zhou Can's neck. To put it bluntly, if Yang Ming exerted even more force, he could directly crush his cervical vertebrae with one swift move. The screen is instantly at a standstill. The onlookers also took a deep breath. At this moment, Zhou Can didn't care about his face and shouted. Be gentle. It hurts, it hurts. Yang Ming smiled and let go of his hand. Sorry, I made a mistake. Zhou Can's face was awkward. However, he is after all a person who is accustomed to various sparring scenes and indifferent to victory and defeat. Zhou Can laughed and rubbed his neck with his hand, saying. Stinky kid, not bad. You've pinched my neck so hard. It's amazing. It's all Mr. Zhou's acceptance. Damn it, don't tell me about these empty words. You're really skilled in martial arts. I don't know what weapons you know. Yang Ming shook his head and said. I haven't learned weapons. It's okay if you haven't learned it before. Let's have a brief sparring. If you encounter opponents in the future, you can't ask them not to use weapons, can you? Upon hearing this, Yang Ming realized that Zhou Can was right and nodded. Zhou Can asked the guards to take 2 long sticks wrapped in soft cloth and handed one of them to Yang Ming. The Demon Suppression Department has a marksmanship called the Breaking Air Gun. Everyone in our Demon Suppression Department's guards knows it, so I will use the Breaking Air Gun to compete with you. Okay, then let me see Lord Zhou's marksmanship. After Yang Ming finished speaking, he weighed the long spear in his hand and didn't know how to use it. It would be better to continue using the split tendon and wrong bone hand to deal with it. In martial arts, if you don't understand, you just don't understand and can't pretend. The 2 stood up again, Zhou Can holding a 1.8-meter long gun, full of confidence. He believes that a long gun can give him enough safe distance. Be careful. Zhou Can let out a roar, his spear trembled, and with a strong wind, he stabbed directly at Yang Ming. Yang Ming instinctively reached out to grab the gun. The gun was caught, but it couldn't separate the tendons and bones. Zhou Can sneered and forcefully pushed the long spear in his hand, sliding over Yang Ming's palm and directly stabbing Yang Ming's chest. Although wrapped in a soft cloth, Yang Ming still felt a tremor in his chest, a faint pain, and took 3 steps back. Mr. Zhou is mighty, I am not your opponent. Yang Ming generously admits defeat. Ha ha ha, Brother Yang, you're welcome. You haven't learned weapons, I took advantage of you. What about the fox demon? You naturally killed the fox demon, is that to say? Actually, after you fought with me inside the house, I believed it. Thank you very much, Mr. Zhou. I have to rush to Mr. Yao's house to report my funeral. Brother Yang, don't worry, I have one more thing to negotiate with you. Zhou Can suddenly changed his tone and looked very serious at Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com. What instructions does Lord Zhou have? Can you speak inside the house? Okay. The two walked into the room, and Zhou Canfen instructed the guards to pour tea for Yang Ming. At this moment, Yang Ming felt that Zhou Can's attitude towards him had changed a lot compared to before. To be precise, he had 3 more points of respect for himself. Warriors naturally respect people who are stronger in martial arts than themselves, whether they are friends or opponents. Yang Ming took a sip of tea, put down his cup, and asked. I don't know what Lord Zhou has to tell me. Zhou Can smiled and said. Brother Yang, I see that you have good martial arts skills and are a talented butcher. My mother no longer allows me to be a butcher. I am now an unemployed wanderer. Do Brother Yang have any other considerations? Not yet. Are you interested in working as a messenger in our demon control department? Now it's Yang Ming's turn to be confused, looking at Zhou Kansas. Zhou Can restrained his smile and said seriously. From my understanding of the Yang brothers, they are skilled in close combat and have a certain foundation in martial arts, but lack systematic training. If Brother Yang can join our demon suppression department, with its martial arts resources, your martial arts talent will make significant progress. Zhou Can is truly a person who cultivates martial arts all year round. Today, after 4 encounters with Yang Ming, he has gained a rough understanding of his situation. He also understands some human nature, insists on comparing weapons and defeating Yang Ming with a long spear, which is to stimulate Yang Ming's inner desire for martial arts. The desire for martial arts is essentially the desire to control one's own life autonomy. In times of chaos, only the strong are qualified to survive. Chapter 5. Obtaining 3 secret scripts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yang Ming was surprised to hear Zhou Can's invitation. Zhou Can had 50 regular guards of the Demon Control Department under his command, as well as a militia group of 200 people. Yang Ming had heard before that it was not easy to enter the Demon Control Department. This is a national civil servant with official positions. Mr. Zhou's intention is for me to join the People's Liberation Army. If he only joined the militia, Yang Ming wouldn't have much interest, so he might as well go find a martial arts school to play. Anyway, he came from afar with cheats and a small savings at home. He has no worries about food and clothing. Why bother working as a militia laborer? Zhou Can chuckled and said. With the martial arts talents of the Yang brothers, going to the militia group is not an injustice to you. To be honest with you, it is indeed difficult to enter the Demon Suppression Department. Even as a lieutenant, I only have 2 quotas per year. I can recommend recruiting formal guards. Coincidentally, I still have 1 spot on hand this year, which many people are watching. Many wealthy families in the county cannot get a spot they want. How about I give you this spot? Zhou Can is not foolish either. Although he admires Yang Ming's martial arts skills, he must show this adult affection openly. Mr. Wang from the county town offered 100 taels of silver to buy his spot, but he was still hesitating. The main reason is that Wang Lao's son is too lazy, fat all over, without any martial arts foundation. If this is really given to him, pull him into the team to besiege the monsters and hang up every minute. He couldn't bear to sacrifice his life for earning 100 taels of silver. Besides, there is also the colonel of the Demon Control Department above Zhou Kansas. The people recruited by oneself are too poor, and it is also difficult to handle tasks with superiors. Seeing Zhou Can so eager to recruit himself into the Demon Control Bureau, Yang Ming dared not look too high on himself. Mr. Zhou's great kindness will surely be remembered by me. If there is an opportunity in the future, I will definitely repay him generously. If Zhou Can does not seek monetary rewards, it is to seek his gratitude in the future. Yang Ming can't be stingy either. He should just say it out loud. it's just a matter of lip service. Okay, Brother Yang, it's settled then. Zhou Can patted the table and was very happy. He immediately called a deputy to fill out the registration information for Yang Ming. Finally, ask Yang Ming to sign and fingerprint. Yang Ming felt a bit like signing a sales contract. By the way, Brother Yang, even though you are now the official guard of the Demon Suppression Department, I have something to explain to you clearly. As soon as you enter the Demon Control Bureau, you will slay demons for life, unless authorized by the higher-level Demon Control Department. One shall not withdraw from the Demon Control Department. Upon hearing this, Yang Ming felt a moment of confusion in his heart. Blame myself for being young and immature. I thought Blue Star had a deeper set of tricks, but I didn't expect the set of tricks in the other world to be even deeper. Boss Yao secretly smuggled monster cubs without his knowledge, attracting fox demons to follow him. If it weren't for activating the cheat, he would have hung up long ago. Unexpectedly, Zhou Can also showed himself up. If he had made it clear before, he wouldn't have joined the Demon Suppression Department even if he died. I can't figure out why so many people are using money to find connections and joining the Demon Control Bureau. Seeing Yang Ming's face not looking good, Zhou Can quickly explained. Brother Yang, don't panic. Believe me, you will soon find out that you have entered the Demon Control Bureau and don't even want to leave. You are forcing you with a knife, and you don't even want to leave. There are many benefits to the Demon Suppression Department, and you will gradually understand. Do you think any of my subordinates want to leave? A few guards in the hall glanced at Yang Ming and all grinned. Dare to say, this kid is a dumbfounded young man who doesn't understand the benefits of the Demon Control Bureau at all. Yang Ming thought that he had already lost his virginity, so there was no need to think about regret. Let's start with something affordable. Mr. Zhou, you said that I am now the official guard of the Demon Suppression Department. I would like to know. You want to know what martial arts skills you can learn, right? Jiang is still old and spicy. Zhou Can had already read desire from Yang Ming's eyes. Yang Xiao also has a strong desire now. There are 100,000 skill points in the system, so it's not worth it. Zhou Can waved and a guard brought 3 handwritten books from a cabinet. Zhou Can took it over and handed it to Yang Ming. These 3 books are respectively, Breaking the Sky Gun, Slaying the Wind Blade, and Kaishan Fist, which belong to the content for newcomers to learn. We only have these 3 books here, there's nothing extra. You can't take them home, you can only read them here. If you don't understand, you can ask me anytime, or you can ask my brothers. Zhou Can pointed to the 4 or 5 guards in the hall. Everyone nodded in agreement to teach. Yang Ming took 3 books and flipped through them casually, feeling a bit overwhelmed. After a competition with Zhou Can, he realized that his mastery of martial arts skills was too limited. There are 100,000 skill points available, we need to quickly utilize them. First, you need to find the martial arts skills that you can learn before using the skill points to infuse and improve. According to Yang Ming's own understanding, there is no place in the entire town that can provide these books. Yang Ming, you are now the official guard of the Demon Control Department. I still need to explain the rules to you clearly. All the martial arts and skills you have learned from the Demon Suppression Bureau can only be used by yourself and cannot be secretly taught to others, otherwise the consequences will be very serious. How serious is it? Zhou Can hesitated for a moment and said. I'm not joking. At times, I can break my hands and legs, abolish martial arts, and at times, dig my eyes or even kill someone. Yang Ming took a deep breath. Okay, I understand. Yang Ming is eager to learn new skills now and doesn't want to talk nonsense to Zhou Kansas. Zhou Can smiled and said. Did you regret joining the Demon Control Bureau just now, and now? How fragrant. Yang Ming didn't lift his head and casually said something. Zhou Can was taken aback and shrunk his nose. Really fragrant. What's so fragrant? It's nothing, I'm looking for Shuyuan. www.zhaoshuyuan.com. I mean, is the demon-suppressing officer in charge of food? I think I can smell the aroma of the food. Ha ha ha. There is a cafeteria in the Demon Control Bureau, which serves 3 full meals a day. Zhou Ken laughed heartily, and he also saw that Yang Ming's opponent's 3 martial arts skills were very urgent, so he said. You can just stay here and read with peace of mind. I'll send someone to pull over Mr. Yao's body and report the case as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Zhou. Hee, you kid. After Zhou Ken finished speaking, he strode out of the hall. He was very happy to have received a good martial arts talent. Yang Ming stayed up until midnight from the evening until he finally finished reading the 3 martial arts skills. He casually took a few bites of dinner in the cafeteria of the Demon Control Army camp, reading while eating, which made the surrounding guards laugh at him. Mada, why is this guy the same as I entered the Demon Control Department? Hi, when we entered the Demon Control Department, wasn't it always like this? We were thinking about martial arts cultivation all day, hoping to become martial arts masters soon. After half a year, his freshness will pass and he will be the same as us now. Yang Ming recalled the monster gene system panel in his mind. Attribute skill system, host. Yang Ming power. 11 agility. 11 wisdom. 12 physical fitness. 11 skill point. 99,972 skills. Splitting muscles and skeletons hand, breaking sky spear, not yet beginner level, slashing wind blade, not yet beginner level, opening mountain fist, not yet beginner level. Yang Ming immediately gave an order. Spend 100 skill points to infuse the void-breaking spear. Chapter 6 Mastery Skill. 1 blade slash in the wind. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. You spent 8 skill points and learned the air-breaking spear. You spent 15 skill points, deepening your understanding of the air-breaking gun and reaching a proficiency level. You have spent 20 skill points to increase the proficiency of the air-breaking gun to specialization. You have spent 8 skill points again, and your proficiency in the air-breaking gun has reached a bottleneck. If you want to increase the proficiency of the air-breaking gun to the master level, your strength attribute must reach 15 points. Yang Minghua spent 51 skill points to upgrade the air-breaking spear to a specialized level. During the process of using skill points to comprehend the air-breaking spear, Yang Ming finally understood the relationship between the 4 genetic attributes and skill points. Skill points are not omnipotent. The performer of any martial arts skill must possess certain basic skills. Otherwise, martial arts skills cannot be comprehended and improved. For example, if you want to play Guangong Dao, you must have extraordinary power. You can't even lift a knife weighing tens of pounds, how can you make Guangong's knife run smoothly? The system prompts that the power attribute is insufficient, so it is not possible to elevate the air-breaking gun to master level. It seems that in the future, there will be opportunities to kill more exotic beasts and absorb more basic attributes. Infuse the Wind Slayer with 100 skill points. Yang Ming immediately initiated an improvement in his understanding of the wind-slaying blade. Moon Stick, Annual Knife, Lifelong Gun. Breaking the air gun is not easy to practice, should the wind-slaying blade be relatively easy. You spent 10 skill points and reached the proficiency level of Slashing Wind Blade. You have spent 20 skill points and reached a level of specialization in understanding the wind-slaying blade. You have spent 38 skill points again, and your understanding of the wind-slaying blade has reached the master level. You spent 32 skill points to continue understanding the wind-slaying blade. You have used up all 100 skill points you have infused, and you can continue to infuse skill points. The understanding of the wind-slaying blade is not yet at its end. Yang Ming was taken aback, it was fun now. I want to see to what extent I can enhance my understanding of the wind-slaying blade, and whether it can perform new ultimate moves like a grappling hand. Continue to infuse 100 skill points into the wind-slaying blade. You have infused 30.8 skill points, and with the wind-slaying blade at the master level, you have comprehended a unique skill called slash in the wind. At this point, the information in the mind came to a halt. A total of 138 skill points were spent, and the wind-slaying blade not only improved to the master level, but also comprehended the unique skill of cutting in the wind. Oh, that's not right. Why does the name, slash in the wind, sound a bit like the swordsmanship of an island country? Pour 100 skill points into Kaishan Fist. Yang Ming once again used his thoughts to give instructions in his mind. You used 10 skill points and reached the proficiency level of Kaishan Fist. You used 20 skill points and reached the level of specialization in Kaishan Fist. You used 38 skill points and reached the master level of Kaishan Fist. You continued to use 32 skill points to comprehend Kaishan Fist, but your strength attribute is not enough to further improve. Yang Ming let out a deep sigh. With 100 skill points, Kaishan Fist has been elevated to the master level, while also realizing that the bottleneck for further improvement is the strength attribute. The bottleneck for further improving the power attributes of the Breaking Air Spear and Kaishan Fist is their power attribute. Yang Ming recalled the attribute skill system in his mind. Attribute skill system, host. Yang Ming power. 11 agility. 11 wisdom. 12 physical fitness. 11 skill point. 99,683 skills. Splitting muscles and skeletons hand, breaking sky spear, specialization, slashing wind blade, master, unique skill. Slashing in the wind, and opening mountain fist, master. Yang Ming let out a deep sigh and took a sip from the teacup on the table. The tea has already cooled through. Looking up, there was only myself in the hall at this moment. It's already midnight. Yang Ming stood up, stretched lazily, and walked out of the hall. Outside the door, there were 2 guards from the Demon Control Bureau standing guard. Good evening, brothers. The 2 of them glanced at Yang Ming, and one of them said. Brother Yang, have you finished reading the book? Well, I put these 3 books in the bookshelf in the lobby. Brother Yang, I was there when you fought with Lord Zhou during the day, and you were very impressive. Another guard gave Yang Ming a thumbs up. Wherever, it's all Mr. Zhou who asked me. However, brother, you can't make a fat man out of one meal. The days ahead will be long. On the first day I joined the guard team, I was just as excited as you. I practiced for 3 months in a row before learning the wind-slaying saber. Don't worry, take your time. Thank you very much for the 2 brothers' advice. I'll go back first. Mr. Zhou has explained that there is a set of guards' clothes and a waist knife in the hall, which is for you. Oh. Yang Ming heard of it and turned back to the hall. Sure enough, he saw a set of clothes and a waist knife on the table. He doesn't care about clothes, but he really likes waist knives. Without it, it was because he had just learned the wind-slaying blade, and his heart felt itchy when he saw it. I picked up my waist knife and weighed it, feeling a bit heavy, about 5 or 6 pounds. Upon drawing the knife, the blade emitted a blue light and the edge was very sharp. It's a good knife. It is much better than the knives used by ordinary butchers. Yang Ming has been dealing with various butcher knives for over a decade, and the quality of the knives can be easily understood at a glance. The welfare benefits for national civil servants are indeed good. On my first day of employment, I learned 3 martial arts secret books, received a free set of clothes, and also had a high-quality waist knife. He can now feel what Zhou Can said during the day. In the future, if I force you to leave the Demon Control Bureau with a knife, you may not be willing to leave. He only now realizes how funny his mood during the day is. What kind of contract to sell oneself, this is to pay homage to a adoptive father. In the future, the Demon Suppression Department will be his adoptive father. The vast sea allows fish to leap, and the high sky allows birds to fly. The platform is very important. Yang Ming immediately changed the uniform of the guards of the Demon Control Department, went to the book garden www.zhaozuiyuan.com, put on his waist knife, and walked out of the hall. When leaving, the two guards at the door didn't forget to tease Yang Ming. "Ah, Brother Yang, he's very handsome. Do you still want to leave the Demon Control Bureau now?" Haha. Amidst a burst of laughter, Yang Ming left the mayor's mansion and walked home. It's only about 2 kilometers walk from the mayor's mansion to Yang Ming's home. At this time, the night is quiet and there are few pedestrians on the road. About 200 to 300 meters away from my home, I heard the sound of Swona and crying. He suddenly remembered that Yao, the boss next door to him, had died today and should be attending a funeral at this moment. A few dozen meters away from Mr. Yao's house, I saw white lanterns hanging high, with dozens of people gathered together, and cries intertwined. "Boss's wife, the rules cannot be broken. We are also very sad that Boss Yao has died, but you should repay the money that Boss Yao owes us." That's right, those 3 fox demon cubs were finally caught by us. We agreed to give them 20 taels of silver, and Boss Yao said he would give them to us when he returned from the county town. Do you have any conscience? Our old Yao was targeted by the fox demon because he was transporting those 3 fox demon cubs. He's dead now. Are you still willing to come to us for money, one by one, one by one? This is not the first time Mr. Yao has transported monster cubs to the county town. If he wants to make a lot of money, he should take the risk himself. I won't give you this money. If you don't give it, we won't be afraid to go see the official tomorrow. Yang Ming walked over and, through the crowd, saw 3 demon hunters, who were threatening to force Boss Yao's wife to give money. Chapter 7. Monster Hunters. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What are you arguing about? Yang Ming cleared the crowd and walked over. As soon as everyone saw that it was the guard of the Demon Suppression Department, they immediately quieted down. The guards of the Demon Control Department are a special presence in the small town. Compared to the Public Security Bureau of Blue Star, the 3 words, Jin Yao Si, carry more weight. At this moment, Yang Ming once again felt the meaning of, within the system. "Ah, this adult, you came just in time. Can you give me a review?" The 3 demon hunters immediately spoke up as soon as they saw that they were the guards of the Demon Control Department. In the Xuanwu dynasty, demon hunters were also a special group. Monster hunters are all warriors who specialize in hunting and killing exotic beasts. The mountains near Nyobi town have a large number of exotic beasts, along with the famous exotic beast cured meat and exotic medicinal herbs, which have attracted a large number of demon hunters from other places all year round. Monster hunters rely on their strong martial arts skills and are also very strong in front of ordinary people. These 3 demon hunters are cousins, the eldest Chen Shi, wielding a simple sword. Second Chen Hu, use a wolf tooth stick. Old San Chen Bao, wielding a pair of iron maces. The 3 of them have been in the town for more than half a year, and are known as the 3 heroes of lions, tigers, and leopards in the industry. The 3 of them were pulling Yang Ming to reason. Yao Jin, the eldest son of Boss Yao, glanced at Yang Ming and felt familiar, but dared not recognize him. The neighbor brother Yang Ming he knew was just a butcher, but now he is wearing the uniform of a guard from the Demon Control Bureau. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Mr. Yao's wife also thinks that Yang Ming is familiar with him, but she dare not recognize him. Yang Ming glanced at the 2 of them and said, "Aunt Yao, don't you know me anymore? You are, hi, the butcher next door, Xiao Yang." Yang Ming raised his head. Mr. Yao's wife is usually called Yang Ming Xiao Yang, and her relationship is also quite friendly. Boss Yao is engaged in the business of exotic beast preserved meat and purchases a large amount of exotic beast meat from Yang Ming every year. "Oh, are you Yang Ming, Xiao Yang?" "Yeah. How did you wear the clothes of the Demon Control Bureau?" "I just joined the Demon Control Bureau this afternoon." At this moment, there were dozens of people around, many of whom were nearby neighbors. Everyone recognized Yang Ming and was surprised at each other. Mr. Yao's wife quickly woke up and suddenly cried out. "Xiao Yang, didn't you go to the county town with your Uncle Yao today? Why did he just die?" Woo woo. During the day, Zhou Can sent someone to pull the body of Boss Yao, as well as a cart of cured meat and an empty cart, telling her that Boss Yao had been killed by a fox demon. Yang Ming, who was accompanying her, was currently cooperating with the investigation at the mayor's mansion. Mr. Yao's wife has been waiting for Yang Ming to come back, wanting to ask what happened on the spot. At this moment, when I saw Yang Ming, I burst into tears. Upon seeing it, the three brothers of Chen Shi felt unhappy in their hearts. After a while, is this kid the neighbor of Boss Yao? The three brothers have traveled far and wide, and have seen many great things, so naturally they are not afraid of a small guard from the Demon Control Department. Cough, this little brother, it's important to follow the rules when it comes to the relationship between relatives and neighbors. Yang Ming glanced at the three of them and then said to Boss Yao's wife. "Auntie, don't cry for now. I'll take care of the fox demon cub first." Upon hearing this, Mr. Yao's wife could only stop crying, and dozens of people around her also looked at Yang Ming. Yang Ming briefly recounted the story of Boss Yao and 4 grooms being killed by the fox demon, which left everyone horrified. After Yang Ming finished speaking, he walked up to the 3 brothers of Chen Shi and asked. "Are you the people who sold those 3 fox demon cubs to Boss Yao?" "It's the 3 of us brothers." "Great, as demon hunters, you 3 should have a lot of experience, right?" Upon hearing this, Chen Bao proudly said. "Our 3 brothers have been hunting demons for over a decade, traveling north and south. Where haven't we been? Well, when I look at the 3 of them, I feel that they are not average. However, as a demon hunter, there is a rule that one cannot casually capture the offspring of a monster, especially if the monster's parents have not died. It cannot be caught, let alone transported secretly. You should be very clear about this, right?" The 3 of them were stunned and looked at Yang Ming, unable to speak. "Do you know what Boss Yao said to me before he died?" "What words?" "Boss Yao said that he was deceived by the 3 of you. You said that the parents of these 3 fox demon cubs were all killed by you. However, the mother fox demon was not killed, so it tracked and found Boss Yao. I also know that Boss Yao often transports some monster cubs to the county town, but Boss Yao has a rule. He will never touch a cub whose parents have both died." The last sentence was added by Yang Ming himself. God knows how many cubs Boss Yao secretly transported. Money is not life. With these words, Yang Ming turned his back to the 3 demon hunters and gave Yao Jin, the son of Boss Yao, a glance. Yao Jin and Yang Ming were familiar from a young age, and naturally understood in seconds. Yao Jin immediately cried and shouted. "It was the 3 of you who deceived my father, it was you who killed my father, you compensated my father's life." Chen Shi and the 3 of them looked bewildered. "I came to seek compensation from Boss Yao, but now it has turned out that we are going to pay for Boss Yao's life." The 3 brothers are not foolish, let alone soft. Chen Hu snorted coldly and looked at Yang Ming, saying. "I said, brother bodyguard, you are helping our relatives without any reason. You are helping our neighbors bully us outsiders, which is unreasonable." Chen Shi immediately agreed. "I have a question. Since the fox demon killed Boss Yao and 4 grooms, how did you survive? Don't tell me you killed the fox demon. I suspect now that you killed Boss Yao and 4 grooms, and then sold and swallowed 3 fox demon cubs. Yeah, you're not the real culprit, are you?" The 3 brothers sang together and instantly changed the situation. The neighbors around also have doubts in their hearts. Everyone knows that Yang Ming is a butcher of exotic beasts, but I have never heard of him being skilled in martial arts and capable of killing fox demons alone. Only Yang Ming survived this incident and even claimed to have killed the fox demon. This matter is indeed very suspicious. Even Mr. Yao's family has many doubts. Dozens of people looked at Yang Ming. The fox demon killed Boss Yao, wanted to kill me, and then I killed him. Yang Ming's light and ethereal words surprised everyone. Oh, really? You're so amazing. Chen Shi sneered. In his eyes, Yang Ming, in his early 20s and without a background in martial arts, suddenly became so powerful as a butcher. He doesn't believe it. Do you want to give a gesture? Yang Ming said coldly and reached out to grab the waist knife. The atmosphere instantly became tense. Mr. Yao's family and neighbors did not try to dissuade Yang Ming. They actually wanted to witness it in their hearts. For Yang Ming, it is also necessary to present it at this moment, otherwise, this matter will never be clear for a lifetime. Only by showing face to face with strength is the best evidence. What's the comparison method? Chen Shi was not afraid at all and looked coldly at Yang Ming. How do you want to compare? Do you dare to be arrogant about life and death? Chen Bao interjected. He wanted to stir up the days in front of him. Yang Ming said. Is it me 1-on-3, or 1-on-1? The strong dragon does not suppress the local snake, naturally it is 1.on.1. Chen Shi said, reaching out and holding the simple knife at his waist. The onlookers immediately retreated and dispersed. Boss Yao's wife was afraid of any trouble and said to Yang Ming. Xiao Yang, why don't we forget it? I believe you. Auntie, it's okay, step back. Yang Ming smiled and said. Yao Jin glanced at Yang Ming and helped his mother back. Come on. Yang Ming held his waist knife and looked at Chen Shi. The battle between Zhou Ken during the day gave him great confidence. He now fully believes in the power of the attribute skill system. The wind-slaying blade has been elevated to the master level and has also mastered a unique skill, the wind-slaying blade. If this can't deal with the third-rate demon hunter in front of us, then why bother? As a butcher of exotic beasts for over a decade, Yang Ming is well aware of one thing. In the mountains near Nyobi town, most of them are ordinary exotic beasts, with very few large demons or demon king level creatures. The demon hunters who come here are also ordinary people looking for books at www.zhaoshuyuan.com. True masters and powerhouses only specialize in hunting and killing those great demons or demon kings. Chen Shi pulled out his plain knife and loudly said. My neighbors, please give me a witness. I have a personal grudge with the guards of the Demon Control Bureau. We voluntarily compete in martial arts, and we are confident in our lives and lives. It was not me, Chen, who attacked the guards of the Demon Control Bureau. This guy is very smart, he picked himself up before he started. In the Xuanwu dynasty, intentionally attacking the Demon Control Bureau was a serious crime. The experts of the Demon Suppression Department are like clouds, and it is not something that ordinary people can offend. If you offend, don't expect to easily escape punishment and retaliation. Don't worry, no one will accuse you of attacking the guards of the Demon Suppression Department. Come on, don't talk nonsense. Yang Ming drew his sword. Kill. Chen Shi let out a roar, and his figure surged forward. He swung his knife at Yang Ming's head. The strong wind howled. Chen Shi made a decisive move as soon as he made a move. The neighbors who were watching were all surprised, and a few women even closed their eyes, their hearts racing. Yang Ming sneered, his figure flickered, and his waist knife pierced through the air. The waist knife tilted upwards, perfectly matching the simple knife that Chen Lion had swung down. The piercing sound of metal tearing caused sparks to splash everywhere. The figures of the two passed by in a wrong direction. Yang Ming stood still, with 3 drops of blood dripping from his waist knife in his hand. Chen Shi raised his knife and trembled a few times before looking down at his chest. He was horrified and said. Impossible. With a thud, Chen Shi's body collapsed. Blood gushed out in an instant, and the ground was covered in a puddle of blood. Big brother. Chen Hu and Chen Bao ran over and flipped over Chen Shi's body. Chen Shi had a 20-centimeter-long incision on his chest, penetrating deep into his internal organs. Chapter 8. I have already killed you. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Yang Ming killed the demon hunter Chen Shi with just one strike. He himself was surprised how powerful he was. The attribute skill system is indeed reliable. Trustworthy. He has not yet used his ultimate move to slay in the wind, but has only used the ordinary sword technique of the wind-slaying blade. What he didn't know was that Zhou Can's wind-slaying blade, which he had practiced for 10 years, was only at the level of specialization. The people around looked at Yang Ming in shock. Before, I didn't believe that Yang Ming could kill the fox demon, but now I completely believe it. This little butcher, who has been hidden in the town for over a decade, is actually a martial arts master. The neighbors felt a sense of temporal and spatial astonishment, and Yang Ming wore a mysterious color in their hearts, like a sweeping monk. Yang Ming turned around and glanced at Chen Bao and Chen Hu, saying, "Do you two want to give it a try?" The three brothers have traveled far and wide, and have met many martial arts masters. This is the first time someone like Yang Ming has met them. They knew they had encountered a master today and fell through. Chen Hu stood up and clenched his fists at Yang Ming, saying, "Your martial arts skills are profound, and I deeply admire them. I am willing to accept the gamble and lose, but we admit defeat." Chen Bao picked up his elder brother's body and glanced at Yang Ming, feeling both shocked and aggrieved. The two are preparing to leave. "Wait a minute." Yang Ming shouted out. "What other orders do you have, sir? This matter is not over yet. I will compete with your elder brother to confirm that I did indeed kill the fox demon. However, the three of you deceived Boss Yao by claiming to have killed the parents of the fox demon cub. After Mr. Yao firmly believed it, he took over the fox demon cub and died in the hands of the fox demon. This is your fault. What do adults want? You said that the fox demon cub costs 20 taels of silver per head and 60 taels for 3 heads. You should compensate Mr. Yao's family members at this price, and consider it as compensation. The two brothers remained silent. Chen Hu gritted his teeth and took out 60 taels of silver from his backpack, placing it on the ground. He gave Yang Ming a meaningful glance before turning around and leaving. "Xiao Yang, how can I thank you? It's all our fault, Lao Yao. I almost implicated you." Boss Yao's wife choked up. Yang Ming comforted him a few words and walked back to his own home. With the help of street lamps, he saw his mother standing under the eaves, looking at him. "Mother." The mother gave her son a deep glance, nodded, and turned to enter the room. Yang Ming also followed into the house and closed the door casually. During the day, Yang Ming's mother fainted on the spot when she learned that Boss Yao and his group had been killed by a fox demon. After waking up, he found out that Yang Ming was fine and cooperated with the investigation at the mayor's mansion, which was a great relief. The mother immediately rushed to the mayor's mansion to see if her son was injured. The guard at the gate told her that Yang Ming was doing well and that the mayor had something important to discuss with him, so she could go home and wait with peace of mind. Yang Ming's mother waited outside the gate for a long time. Later, when Zhou Can went out, he saw Yang Ming's mother waiting outside the gate. After questioning, asked the guards to personally take Yang Ming's mother into the hall and take a look, repeatedly instructing not to disturb Yang Ming. Zhou Can saw Yang Ming's obsession with martial arts and had a premonition in his heart that this kid could succeed and intended to fulfill him. Yang Ming's mother witnessed her son's obsession with reading with her own eyes, and her suspended heart finally landed. The guard quietly told him that Yang Ming had joined the guard team and was learning martial arts. He would definitely return home later. Yang Ming's mother was pleasantly surprised and returned with peace of mind. Before Yang Ming competed with the demon hunter, his mother had actually come out. The mother didn't step forward, just stood outside the crowd watching her son. As a housewife, Yang Ming's mother is more organized and determined than most women in the face of the bloody work of her husband and son slaughtering exotic animals all year round. It has been spread throughout the town this afternoon that Yang Ming killed the fox demon. She didn't believe it at first. She still knows how much her son weighs. She went to the mayor's mansion in the afternoon to ensure her son's safety, but unexpectedly heard that his son had joined the Demon Control Bureau. What is the situation with my son? Since her son suddenly woke up from death more than 10 days ago, she always felt something was wrong. The mother originally had a lot to ask, but when she saw her son safe and sound, dressed in the handsome uniform of the demon-suppressing officer, she was very happy for him. Grasping his son's hand, he asked with concern. "Son, are you okay?" "Mom, don't worry, I'm doing very well." "Are you hungry? I'll go make you some late-night snacks." "Okay." After a moment, a large pot of braised wolf demon meat was served. Yang Ming picked up his bone legs and started gnawing on them. The mother sat beside her, watching her son wolf down with a warm feeling. As long as my son is alive and healthy, nothing else is important. My son has grown up. Mother, why don't you ask me why I suddenly became the guard of the Demon Control Department? Also, why did I suddenly learn martial arts again? Mother smiled and said. You look great now, what do I have to ask? Yang Ming was taken aback and responded with a silly smile to his mother, biting into a piece of meat. After finishing the meat, I touched my swollen stomach and said a few words to my mother before going to rest. The next morning, Yang Ming woke up and his mother had already prepared breakfast. Why did you stir-fry the meat this morning? Yang Ming grabbed a piece of meat and put it into his mouth. Mother smiled and said. You are now a person on duty and need nutrition. Only with nutrition can you have the strength to work. Yang Ming did not contradict either. After drinking a bowl of congee, eating 2 steamed buns and half a bowl of meat, he got up and left. The news that Yang Ming killed the demon hunter Chen Shi with a single blow last night and forced the 3 brothers of the lion, tiger, and leopard to admit their mistake and compensate has spread throughout the town. The neighbors I met on the road all took the initiative to greet Yang Ming. Yang Shiwei, good morning. Good morning, Lord Yang. Mr. Yang, you look very handsome in this uniform. Mr. Yang, my niece is 18 years old this year, with a figure and face that are 1 in 100. Would you like to meet and have a chat? Entering the mayor's mansion, the 2 guards standing guard at the entrance met Yang Ming and also showed great respect. Yesterday they looked down upon this new recruit to some extent, but in the morning, they spread rumors about Yang Ming's deeds last night, and couldn't help but respect him deeply. Yang Ming lived in the small town for 20 years and enjoyed this respected honor for the first time. It is indeed a job within the system and is respected by people. Thinking inwardly, he walked into the hall. Yang Shiwei, after Lord Zhou calls you, go to the inner room to find him. A guard in the hall said. Okay, thank you. Yang Ming walked to the door of a room in the hall and knocked on the door. This is Zhou Can's private office. Who? The sound of Zhou Kanxiong came from inside the room. Mr. Zhou, it's me, Yang Ming, looking for Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com. Yang Ming stood outside the door and heard the sound of chairs moving inside. Zhou Can opened the door and allowed Yang Ming to enter the room, then closed the door. Mr. Zhou, are you looking for me? Sit down. Zhou Can pointed to the chair. After Yang Ming sat down, he glanced at Zhou Can and found that his gaze was very strange. I heard you killed a demon hunter last night. Yes, is there any problem? I understand the situation and it's not a problem for you to kill him, but you made a taboo. Yang Ming was surprised and looked at Zhou Kansas. Monster hunters live in all corners of the world and have no fixed abode, while you live in Nyobi town with your mother and 2 uncles in town. Do you understand what I mean? As soon as Zhou Can spoke, Yang Ming burst into a cold sweat and stood up, saying. Thank you very much for Mr. Zhou's reminder. Zhou Ken saw Yang Ming stand up and reached out to lightly press, saying. When you go find the other party now, it's too late, they'll run away overnight. Ah. Yang Ming suddenly felt that the situation was out of control. Zhou Ken was right. Although he was not afraid of revenge, his mother, uncle, and other relatives all lived in the town, making it difficult to defend themselves. If these people use the Yin technique to retaliate, they won't be able to stay in town for the rest of their lives, will they? Cold sweat oozed from the forehead. Zhou Ken smiled and took out 3 weapons from under the table, throwing them onto the table. A simple knife, a wolf demon stick, and a pair of iron maces. Yang Ming was taken aback. I killed the remaining 2 brothers for you outside of town last night. Look at this knife, is it the person who fought against you last night? Chapter 9, Step 8. Chasing Cicadas. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yang Ming picked up the simple knife. Yesterday, he fought against Chen Shi, and his waist knife and Chen Shi's plain knife bit each other, sparking everywhere. Upon careful examination of Park Dao, there was a slightly blunt mark about 10 centimeters long on the blade. This was caused by the friction between the waist knife and the Park knife last night. The waist knife of the Demon Suppression Bureau is made of refined iron, and its quality is better than ordinary plain knives on the market. It is sharper and harder. Zhou Ken added that. Yang Ming put down his plain knife and bowed to Zhou Ken with his fists clasped. Mr. Zhou's great kindness is unforgettable. This time, he sincerely thanked Zhou Ken for his kindness. Otherwise, these 2 brothers would retaliate privately, and the consequences would be unimaginable. After returning home last night, he always inexplicably remembered the way his 2 brothers looked at him when they left, with a hint of unease. Now, after being reminded by Zhou Ken, I finally understood. Zhou Ken chuckled and waved his hand, saying. What's so ungrateful? I personally recruited you. You and I are brothers, I can't just watch you get into trouble, can I? Zhou Ken spoke with sincerity and sincerity. Zhou Ken is in his early 30s and has a better understanding of human relationships than Yang Ming. He also has rich experience in the martial arts world. After yesterday's confrontation with Yang Ming, I was shocked by his martial arts talent. Yang Ming finished reading 3 martial arts secret books overnight, and he also saw them in his eyes. After Yang Ming left the mayor's mansion at night, he quietly followed behind. When Yang Ming and Chen Shi were fighting, Zhou Ken stood in the crowd and secretly watched. Yang Ming killed Chen Shi with a single blow, and Zhou Ken was shocked beyond measure. Yang Ming only finished reading the written knowledge of the Zhanfeng blade in the afternoon, how can it be so exquisite and unparalleled? Strength, speed, precision, and what's rare is a faint aura of sword energy. In this situation, Zhou Ken's superior, the colonel of the county demon department, could not do it either. He naturally saw what happened afterwards. Yang Ming did indeed commit a taboo, killing the demon hunter but releasing his brother. How could someone not avenge their brother's murder? Yang Ming has no experience in the martial arts world. Zhou Ken could have completely ignored this matter, but in the end, he followed Chen Hu and Chen Bao out of the town, killed the 2 brothers on the way, and then threw the 3 corpses into the forest. At this point, the bones of the 3 brothers should have been devoured by foreign beasts, leaving no trace. Zhou Ken not only showed gratitude to Yang Ming for being supported by a benefactor, but also for saving his life at this moment. Such a big favor, Yang Ming can't even repay it. Yang Ming didn't hesitate and immediately bowed, saying, It's my honor for Lord Zhou to treat me as a brother. I, Yang Ming, am a person who knows how to repay kindness, but Brother Zhou has a drive to follow. This is considered to include the application form. Zhou Ken was very satisfied and waved his hand, saying, Didn't I just say that you and I are brothers, we are inseparable from each other, so don't be polite, with your martial arts talent, promotion is just around the corner. When Brother Yang ascends in the future, don't forget about me as an old brother. At this point, Zhou Can was able to speak his heart. Human nature has its weaknesses. If Zhou Can acted selflessly and had no demands, Yang Ming would not believe it. Proactively expressing one's own demands and presenting a true self with selfishness in front of Yang Ming can better gain Yang Ming's recognition and favor. Yang Ming immediately said, "The sky is high and far away, and wherever I go, Yang Ming cannot forget the kindness of Lord Zhou's support and life-saving kindness. Hi, come on, this matter is over. You're still young and have little experience in the martial arts world. You'll gradually understand it in the future. By the way, I have another matter here that I need your help with. If Lord Zhou has anything to do, feel free to give orders. I am a few years older than you, and there will be no one in private from now on. How about you call me Brother Zhou and I call you Brother Yang? Respectful is better than obedient. Thank you very much, Brother Zhou, for your support." Zhou Can nodded happily and said, "There is a tricky case in Xiaojia village where a pig demon wants to forcibly marry the village chief's daughter. Mr. Zhou is talking about Xiao Fugui's daughter in Xiaojia village. This matter spread half a month ago, and everyone in the small town knows about it." Zhou Can nodded. "That pig demon is very powerful. I went there twice and was defeated by him. I have already reported this matter to the colonel of the Demon Bureau in Linyuan County, but he is currently busy with another monster case and cannot be separated for a while. What Mr. Zhou means is that you want me to assist you and then meet that pig demon." Zhou Can nodded and said, "When you fought against the demon hunter Qin Shi yesterday, I was in the crowd. I think you should be able to. Willing to follow Brother Zhou, slay demons and eliminate demons, and devote oneself wholeheartedly." Yang Ming was not ambiguous and immediately expressed his position. According to Zhou Can's account, although he lost twice, he was able to fully recover, indicating that the pig demon was not at an outrageous level. Zhou can fully recover, so can Yang Ming. In addition, Yang Ming has some expectations to slay demons, obtain the genetic attributes of demon beasts, and enhance his combat power. Okay, you prepare. We'll set off tomorrow. This time, we must kill the pig demon, intimidate the surrounding monsters, and show off the authority of our demon suppression department. Zhou Can was mocked twice by the pig demon, and he kept holding a strong breath in his heart. The captain of the Demon Control Bureau in Linyuan County couldn't pull away for a long time, so he could only wait in frustration. Now it's okay, with the help of Yang Ming, a martial arts expert, he thinks it's okay. If he could kill the pig demon, Zhou Can could also write a note on his resume to accumulate capital for future promotion. The promotion within the Demon Control Department mainly depends on how many monsters of different levels you have killed. A big demon, carrying 100 wise beasts. Brother Zhou, I. When Yang Ming was about to leave, he hesitated to speak. Young brothers, if you have anything to say, just say it directly, you and I brothers, there's no need to avoid it. Then I'm not polite, Brother Zhou. Do the Demon Suppression Department have any martial arts skills related to cultivating body and step techniques? You also know that no matter how fast your fists and feet are, no matter how sharp your swords and spears are, you cannot run away from your opponent. It will ultimately be in vain. Zhou Can looked at Yang Ming, speechless. This guy is really impolite. The most precious thing in this world is the martial arts secret script, which cannot be obtained casually. The better martial arts secret scripts are basically concentrated in the hands of major sects, martial arts aristocratic families, and the Demon Suppression Department. In order to maintain their respective positions in the martial arts world, these martial arts secret scripts and techniques are not easily disseminated. Many sects and aristocratic families only pass on the core secret script to blood relatives. Even if disciples have talent, it is not easy to obtain the true transmission through the Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com. For over 300 years since the establishment of the Xuanwu Kingdom's Demon Control Bureau, it has collected various martial arts secrets and has become the largest sect in the world, possessing the most martial arts secrets. Within the Demon Control Department, different levels have different levels of learning permissions. Zhou Ken smiled helplessly and said, "Brother Yang, according to your level in the Demon Control Department, those 3 books are what you can learn. No matter how much you have, there won't be any more." "Okay, I understand." Yang Ming is very disappointed. However, Upon hearing Zhou Can's words change, Yang Ming immediately looked at him with a golden light in his eyes. Zhou Can sighed in his heart, did he owe this kid in his previous life the favor that has already cost 2 lives, why not do it to the end? I can't bear to let go of my child, but I can't keep the wolf in check. Yang wants to win over a martial arts genius like Yang Ming, so he can only offer some favors while he is weak now. Eating a little bit, Yang Ming grew up, and the little thing in Zhou Can's hand became garbage. Yang Ming probably wouldn't even glance at it. Zhou Can took out a book from the bottom of the bookshelf behind him and placed it in front of Yang Ming. Chasing Cicadas in 8 Steps. Brother Yang, this book does not belong to the Demon Control Department. It is my own collection and should be useful to you. Thank you very much, Brother Zhou. Your kindness is great, and I will definitely repay you in the future. Yang Ming drew a big cake for Zhou Can, picked up 8 Steps to Chase Cicadas, and started reading it. Zhou Can shook his head helplessly, got up, walked out of the room, and casually closed the door. What else can he say when encountering such a martial arts enthusiast? I hope this kid will become successful in the future and not be ungrateful. Chapter 10. Pig Demon Marriage. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 8 Steps to Chase Cicadas belongs to the foundation of body technique skills. Having something is better than not having it. Yang Ming and Zhou Can discovered his weakness during a competition at the martial arts arena yesterday. Without a suitable body method, slow speed, and even high martial arts skills are in vain. Which fool would stand there waiting for you to fight? He battled with Zhou Can for 6 rounds before seizing a loophole and launching a sudden attack, subduing Zhou Can's. If he has the appropriate martial arts and body techniques, and his speed is faster than Zhou Can, then he is not afraid of Zhou Can's evasion. Yang Ming spent 2 hours reading the entire book 8 Steps to Chase Cicadas. Call up the attribute skill system in your mind. Attribute skill system, host. Yang Ming Power. 11 Agility. 11 Wisdom. 12 Physical Fitness. 11 Skill Point. 99,683 Skills. Fist and Foot. Split Muscle and Skeleton Hand, Kaishan Fist, Master, Weapon Category. Breaking Air Spear, Specialized, Slaying Wind Blade, Master, Unique Skill. 1 Blade Slash in the Wind, Body Type. 8 Step Chasing Cicada, not learned. Seeing the bottom item on the system panel, Yang Ming smiled. Pour 100 skill points to 8 Steps to Catch Cicadas. You have infused 28 skill points to 8 Steps to Chase Cicadas, reaching the level of maturity. You have infused 35 skill points to 8 Steps to Chase Cicadas, reaching the level of specialization. You have infused 37 skill points to 8 Steps to Chase Cicadas, and your understanding has taken a step further. 100 points have been used up. Do you want to continue to infuse skill points to 8 Steps to Chase Cicadas? Continue to infuse 100 skill points. You have infused 32 skill points and reached the master level of 8 Steps to Chase Cicadas. Yang Ming spent a total of 132 skill points and reached the master level by catching cicadas in 8 steps. With inner joy, I finally made up for the shortcomings in my body techniques. With faster speed, whether it's dodging, chasing, or escaping, it's all going to the next level. The combat power will increase exponentially. Seeing the remaining 99,552 skill points, Yang Ming sighed. When can we finish spending it? The next day, Zhou Can led a team of 30 fully armed guards from the Demon Control Bureau, riding fast horses and rushing towards Xiaojia village, 50 kilometers away. The group rushed to Xiaojia village. At the village entrance, Yang Ming saw several farmers sitting under a tree chatting. Looking around, there are 3 to 5 farmers working in the distant farmland. A few children are playing happily in the village. Is this a village that you don't want to be occupied by monsters at all? Yang Ming sighed. Zhou Ken smiled and said, "Do you think that Xiaojia village should be in a bleak state, with all residents fleeing? Shouldn't that be the case?" Yang Ming asked back. Zhou Ken didn't answer directly, but jumped off his horse and walked to several farmers. Several farmers were slightly surprised when they saw the group of people from the Demon Control Bureau, and one of the old men shouted to Zhou Kansas. "Mayor Zhou, you're here again. Well, Uncle Xiao, what's going on at Xiao Fugue's house recently? It's not the same as before, but you're here at the right time. We'll have a wedding banquet tomorrow." "What kind of wedding wine?" "Tomorrow, Pig Gang Hyena will officially marry Xiao Fugue's daughter." Yang Ming was confused and couldn't help but interject, asking. "Piggy Hyena, is that the pig demon?" Several old men glanced at Yang Ming and quickly stopped him, saying. "I dare not say anything nonsense, Zhu Gangian is a good young man." "Why, there's a change of people so quickly, isn't Zhu Gang Hyena a pig demon?" Yang Ming looked at Zhou Kansas. Zhou Ken smiled bitterly and said. "The pig hyena is the incarnation of the pig demon. Why are the people in the village not afraid of the pig demon and still happy to see the Pig Gang Hyena marry Xiao Fugue's daughter?" Yang Ming asked back. One of the old men listened, glanced at Yang Ming, and said to Zhou Kansas. "Mayor Zhou, are you a new subordinate here?" "Yes, he just arrived and doesn't understand the situation." "Oh, no wonder, why are we afraid of pigs and hyenas? He doesn't harm us common people. During the busy farming season, we even sent many pig demons to help us with our work. The mountain road you just entered the village was built by Zhu Gangian and his companions to help us build it in Xiaojia village. Before, this mountain road was not so wide and flat. Since Pig Gang Hyena is going to marry our village chief's daughter, other monsters dare not come and harass us. The pig hyena is now the guardian deity of our village. The old man's words directly shattered Yang Ming's 3 views. Can a monster marry and still operate like this? Yang Ming looked at Zhou Kan and Zhou Kan nodded. This is also one of the reasons why the colonel of the town demon department in Linyuan County has not arrived yet. This pig hyena has not harmed the people of Xiaojia village and has not been listed as an emergency for the time being. Can Xiao Fugue be considered a common person in Xiaojia village? Yang Ming raised a question about his soul. Zhou Kan and several villagers were all stunned. Because the pig demon only harms the village chief's family, do you support the pig demon? If the pig demon wants to marry your daughter, will you also happily marry your daughter? Several villagers blushed with embarrassment. After a moment of silence, one of the old men was not convinced and argued. That's better than other monsters, isn't it? Killing one person and killing 100 people are both capital offenses. The pig demon has taken a liking to Xiao Fugue's daughter today and will also take a liking to your daughter tomorrow. Or, will you support the subordinates of the pig demon marrying all the women in your village as wives in the future? 30 guards, along with Zhou Kan and several farmers, fell silent collectively. The scenario described by Yang Ming is not impossible. Monsters yearn for human society, just as humans yearn for the world of cultivation. Piggy hyenas want to integrate into human society with their collar and grandchildren, and establish their own paradise in Xiaojia village. Essentially, it is an invasion of human society. Today, only Xiao Fugue's daughter will be forcibly taken, and tomorrow, all women may be forcibly taken. There are different paths for humans and demons, and our Xuanwu dynasty has legal regulations. Zhou Kan spoke up and found the Shuyuan website www.zhaoshuyuan.com, which can be considered as supporting Yang Ming's position. If you have the ability, go catch the demon. Don't play tricks in front of us old men, you don't live locally and won't understand our difficulties. Should we go to die, or should we move our whole family? The old farmer's words made Zhou Can's face look very ugly. Zhou Can has come twice to catch the pig hyena and has been defeated twice. Moreover, both times, Zhu Gangyan put Zhou Can in front of the villagers, showing great generosity and buying the hearts of many villagers. If Xiao Fugui's daughter voluntarily married a pig demon, I have nothing to say. If it was forced by the pig demon, I will definitely kill the pig demon today and give justice to Xiao Fugui's family. Yang Ming said sternly, then glanced at Zhou Can and mounted his horse. Yang Ming's aura invisibly encouraged all the guards, and a sense of righteousness surged in their hearts. Zhou Can mounted his horse and loudly said, "People are people, and demons are demons. Don't disrupt the natural order. Slaying demons and eliminating them is the mission of every person in the Demon Control Department. Let's go." Zhou Can took the lead, Yang Ming followed closely by his side, and the other 30 guards rushed towards the village in a grand manner. Several old farmers were stunned for a while before they regained their senses. Who is that furry kid? Why is his momentum even stronger than Mayor Zhou? A newborn calf is not afraid of tigers. Its fur is not even fully grown and it is still tender. I'm sorry, no one knows how to shout slogans. I almost died in the hands of Zhu Gangyan the first 2 times. If it weren't for Zhu Gangyan's benevolence and generosity, you would have died and looked so arrogant. That's right, I want to see how they can eliminate demons this time, or just run back like the previous 2 times, feeling disheartened. Let's invite everyone to visit Xiao Fugui's house together.